first live of 2021. This is an adventure. um, yeah, the past week it's been an emotional one for multiple reasons, which we will kind of talk about. Um, yeah. Excuse me. Okay. I've got my water. I have Joe, in case you were wondering. And let's see, what what agenda for today? So I wanted to share like some brief thoughts on events that have happened in the last year and everything. Um, I got a COVID test this week. I want to talk a little bit about that. And then we will talk about the Hobbit dress because that's really what I wanted to talk about today. Everything else I just don't feel like I can ignore. So, first topic. Everyone's going to have their opinions on like anyway, I don't want to come off as dismissive about everything that happened yesterday or everything that has happened with the BLM movement. They are very important things and are going to make national history and be written into history books, and it's important to look at them critically. I feel like the media that I get is all very like one-sided. This isn't going well. Okay. The point that I really want to make is I feel like everything that has been happening has been like polarizing the US specifically, but like opinions and people in general. And if that continues to break apart, then we're gonna end up with more than just like riots, which I'm worried about. So I think I know my language on my Instagram stories today was pretty aggressive, and that was done intentionally, but I think the rhetoric that I want to start and the rhetoric that I want to start seeing is how we need to start having actual conversations with people, and start like actually having a conversation with someone that we disagree with on a point without it turning into a fight. Like sometimes we need to have a conversation to listen, and sometimes we need to have a conversation to defend. And right now everyone's trying to defend their point and no one's really listening. I feel like if we all just started listening, we would start getting along. That sounds like a really naive approach to things as well. But like background on that, I grew up in a very Christian, very conservative like community. I've unlearned a lot to get to where I am. I'm also in a two-party household. The husband and I do not agree on politics. And now that I have said that, if anyone comes for my husband in the comments, you will get blocked. I feel like it's okay to have a difference in opinion as long as you are willing to acknowledge and talk about your differences of opinion in a healthy, constructive manner, not just to prove that you are right and to bash everyone. If you do that, you are a terrible person and you deserve to like go die in a hole. If you manipulate people through like guilt and other manipulation tactics, you are a terrible person and deserve to go die in a hole. If you have a different opinion than me and want to have like a constructive conversation where like you will actually listen to the points that I make, let's have a conversation. And I feel like more of that needs to happen. And I understand why a lot of the rhetoric, especially on social media, is like aggressive. Because I understand the concept of needing to overcorrect something so that way we can center back in the middle. I think this year has definitely been a lot of overcorrection, and in 2021 I would like to see things return a little bit more to center, and obviously like help those who have been disenfranchised and like minorities like actually be treated as humans. Like that point is not up for debate. Everyone deserves to be treated like a human, unless you're manipulative and terrible and use your power to incite riots. Then you don't deserve to be treated like a human. Anyway, I am rambling. This is gonna be the first time I say it publicly. Like, Black Lives Matter. If you're gonna classify something as a riot, it should be treated like a riot. If you're gonna classify something as treason, it should be treated like treason. And if someone is peacefully protesting, leave them alone. You don't have to agree with them. You don't have to be there. You don't have, like, I understand that, like, in certain cases, if there's, like, a number of people, law enforcement has to be there to, like, protect the peace. But, like, you don't have to agree with people. And if they're not actively harming you, there's no reason to harm them. All right, all that said, let's move to COVID testing. I feel so passionate about this, and I knew that I should have written everything down beforehand, but I didn't. Anyway, COVID testing. We had an incident in our pod where there was a miscommunication where that led to everyone in the pod needing to take a COVID test. So this is my one thing. It is not consent if you cannot consent to something like going to a friend's wedding if you are not fully informed of all of the risks involved. And like if you are not actively trying to like make sure that everyone knows of all of the risks, especially for a deadly virus. Yeah, that's not good. And that's how you ruin friendships. To be fair, our friendship with the couple that had the wedding is not ruined. It is just on hold. And with that is also all of our in-person contact, because they were the only couple that we were in-person contacting with, because they were our pod. So virtual hangouts from now on, less risk of exposure. But that's what I have to say. Like, wear your mask, be safe, know all of the risks if you choose to like go out and go place. Make sure that everyone else involved is also aware of the risk, because you are an adult and can like make adult decisions about your own health, but also realize that if you were potentially exposed, it is then your responsibility to like quarantine for 14 days and get a test. So you're allowed to make choices, but you also need to be responsible about the choices you make. Okay, all of the important stuff over. Oh, that was like the most opinion and like non-sewing stuff ever, but I felt really strongly that I needed to state my opinions today. So that was actually a conversation that I had with my husband before going live. I'm just like, how much do I actually share, and like what message do I actually want to share with everyone? And that's definitely, I mean, I feel like it's just gonna be my message forever, is that we need to treat people as people, and we need to be willing to have conversations. Not every conversation is easy, and it's okay to disagree. Anyway, I got questions. That must have been very stressful. Yeah, the COVID testing we were more angry than stressed, honestly. Yeah, we were pretty angry for a couple of days, but our test did come back negative. We are still like staying home as much as possible because there's like a 20% false negative result or something like that. So we are like only to the grocery store and like limiting the things. So like I donate plasma, which is how I've been funding all of my sewing adventures for the past year. So like I will continue doing that, but like that's the only time I'm leaving the house. And like the husband does the grocery shopping, so like that's the only time he's leaving the house until our 14-day quarantine period is up. But yeah, negative test, no results. We've been checking temperatures, they've been good. So like I said, we were more angry than anything. Because if they would have told us that, like, hey, we have potentially been exposed and we made the decision to go anyway, that's on us. But we were not informed, so we were angry when we got the text of, oh hey, we have a positive test. Anyway, that's that. How are your project planning for the new year? I'm still stuck in the research phase because I'm not sure what I'm supposed to research. I have 90% of my videos planned out on the bottom half of the whiteboard, which you guys will probably never see. Sorry, I have like a small hangnail thing. There we go. Yeah, okay, that's better. So yeah, most of my projects are planned out. Most of my content for the year is planned out. I think I counted 11 videos in my queue, and like only one of them is for March. So I have January, all the January videos are done, all the February videos are done. I have one video scheduled for March, and the rest are for like June and July. My bad. But I am working on content for March, so that's good. Yeah. So I don't know if that answered your question. Like I'm a planner. Like I plan really far ahead. And so I have like a bullet journal that I keep everything in, and then obviously the whiteboard, and like I cross check the two of them to make sure that like I'm on track to where I want to be. I am like bright red. Okay, so I get flushed when I get like anxious, I guess is one way. I notice it a lot when I'm anxious. So like talking to you guys about like opinions and things made me super anxious. But yeah. And then the plant and fabric bought, and I'm afraid of starting. I get that. The best way to help me when I am afraid of starting is to make a mock-up. So the project I'm working on right now, which I honestly haven't done much on, was making my overalls that I've been talking about. I'm also going to use that pattern to make, what's it called? Some slacks, because I really want a nice pair of like slacks. Anyway, what was I saying? I was saying something important. Oh, I was really anxious about it because like I have a good pattern that I absolutely love, but I am now too big for said pattern. And so I made a mock-up. The mock-up fit wonderfully. I cut out not all of everything that I needed, but I started cutting things out. And then I like ran out of energy because the world is a dumpster fire, and people are throwing toddler fits. Okay, moving on. You guys really came here to see the Hobbit dress. So let's talk about the Hobbit dress. I feel like I have like 6 months worth of stuff to like catch you guys up on when it comes to the Hobbit dress. Because I've been working on it for a long time, and I just haven't told you guys anything about it. Alright. Well, okay. My ADD has been so bad. So like, welcome all of you wonderful new subscribers that have found me since COVID. I have, well, it's not officially diagnosed, but I have ADD, and because I don't have an official diagnosis, I am not medicated for it. And so like, today, this whole week, it's been so bad. It took me like 2 days to do the dishes because there were just too many steps. So yeah, but dishes are done. Oh, I'm gonna have to get used to like live streaming again. Who knew taking a month off would get me so like out of practice? Okay. We came to see you. The Hobbit dress is a bonus. Oh, thanks. I always love your comments. Is there some historical research guide or outlines for figuring out your research? It depends on the time period. So if you're going with like 1800s, 1700s, like you're gonna be looking in like different sources. If you're going like 1600s and back, it depends on your country or region that you're like researching. Google Scholar. Okay, if you are researching something for the first time and don't know the questions to ask to get the answers you need, Google Scholar. It will sift out all of like the Pinterest stuff and it'll leave you with like things that would pass a middle school research paper thing. So you'll get like references to books and dress diaries and like things like that with Google Scholar. If you're interested in a certain time period, like, so with me, for like 1560s Florence, Italy, type that into YouTube and see what comes up. So, like, I found, or like if you're like researching like a specific like royal family or like person, type their name into YouTube, type their name into Google Scholar, like just start there. And just see what comes up. And then like I found, especially with my research, that once you get past that like, oh, I don't like know enough to like know the questions to ask, stage, you like as you start researching, you'll come up with more questions and be like, oh, so like how did Eleanor de Toledo die? She died of consumption. Okay, cool. So like why is she Eleanor de Toledo and not Eleanor de Medici? Because she married Cosimo de Medici, and the reason was because she was a very important. She was related to the Viceroy of Naples, so she got to keep her like family name, I guess. I don't actually know all the things to that, but I also think so. There's like a political thing. Oh, we're getting into my research, guys. I can't shut up about this. Okay. Did you just look up your topic on Google Scholar? Oh, I love these comments, guys. Okay. But yeah, so Eleanor de Toledo married Cosimo, and their marriage is, well, Cosimo, but you know, history is written by the men for the men. And it's really Eleanor who brought like a second renaissance to Florence. So like the first one happened with Lorenzo the Magnificent, even though he was like his own person. The second one happened with like Eleanor and Cosimo, but it also turned, like, I think that's when the transition was fully made from a republic to an monarchy. I think it was made from an oligarchy to a monarchy at that point. But yeah, like that second renaissance also brought a lot of renewed power and fortune and money to the Medici line, which is then how Cosimo was made the first Duke of Tuscany, and Eleanor is credited as being the first Duchess of Tuscany, even though she died before those titles were a thing. So they kind of like gave her that honorary title, although like that title officially goes to Cosimo's second wife. Anyway, let's take some water. I got like 2 cups of water because I'm just like, I don't know how much talking I'm going to do or how anxious I'm going to be, so I'm going to like hide behind drinking some water. Like that. It's just so flawless. Now you guys know my secret. Okay. Okay, Hobbit dress. That's what we were talking about before I got distracted. Okay, so Hobbit dress was going great. It was going fantastic. I loved how things were going. And then the paint started to chip. Okay, no big deal. I will cover that all up with like fabric and it'll look good, and it does, and it did, and it was great until I started realizing how heavy this skirt was going to be, and I realized that I needed to support it, so I started making a petticoat, and this is the fluffiest petticoat I have ever seen. I still have 2 more layers to put on it, and it's just fluffy. But then I put like the Hobbit dress over the petticoat, and the petticoat just basically crushed like it was in a Space Saver bag. And I went, this isn't going to work. I need a cage or a crinoline or something. So I tried like 3 attempts on how to make that. Made a modern art piece in my backyard. Did not make a cage or crinoline. And by this time, it had been the 3rd. So like if we're going for like the paint, the petticoat, the cage, that was the 3rd fail. And then I also had like multiple fails while trying to make the cage. So at that point, it's like mid-October, and I am sitting on my couch almost in tears because I am so discouraged, and I decided the Hobbit dress needed a timeout. So it was the end of October when the Hobbit dress got put in the closet for timeout. And other than like the little bit that I've seen of it as I've gotten things in and out of my closet, I have not looked at the Hobbit dress. So I want to show it to all of you, and I hope you're excited about it because I don't know how I feel about it at this point. I don't hate it anymore. All the negative feelings are like envisioning the Hobbit dress as a tired toddler. Okay, the Hobbit dress and me, like both. We yes, that's definitely how that's gone. So I have a video coming out in May, I think is when that video is coming out. So like I'm releasing 1 Hobbit dress video a month. So that way my channel's not like just about the Hobbit dress. Anyway, I think it's the May video where I really am going to talk about the process of like how discouraged I was and like getting over that, because I did film like me just like talking to the camera and like thinking, like sharing my thoughts with you guys. So that'll be May. Shameless plug time. I have launched a Patreon, and all of the currently edited videos that are sitting in my queue, because you guys know that I work ahead, are going to now be available for my patrons. Just because I thought that was something unique that I could offer people that they might be interested in. So if you want to support me over on Patreon, I think it's like my 2nd tier is that. The 1st tier is going to be like giving you guys like, what's it called? Like a special message every month, and like if I come out with like, I've been thinking about making gridded patterns of like the different things that I make, and so that'll go to like 1st tier people. Anyway, it'll be an evolving process as we go. We will figure that out as a collective over there. Anyway, yeah, so if you want to like binge all of those, you can go find them, or you can wait. All of the content on Patreon will eventually like be on YouTube. Well, most of it. Yeah. Anyway. Okay, Hobbit dress. Let's just go do the thing. Let's pull this thing out. I need to put this leaf up, and then you guys will see. Oh heavens. Okay. I'm so worried about this, and I don't know why. Alright, moving you guys right there for now. I feel like I need to like give you guys a view of this closet as I pull it out. So right now, literally, this entire closet is the Petticoat of Doom and the Hobbit dress. Like, there is other things in there, but that's basically all it is. Okay. Ooh. I had to get new hangers, like strong wooden hangers, because it was breaking on my plastic ones. What fell? Oh heavens. Okay. Here we are. Here it is. Oh. Like, okay, so realistically, if I look at this and I go, let's move the light. Move the garbage can. Move the light. Okay, cool. Don't fall over. Okay. If, like, we go through this and I decide that I still hate it, I don't know what I'm going to do, guys. I don't know what I'm going to do. Alright. So, if you have not watched the, like, reveal video where I, like, show you guys my idea and thoughts and plans for this, then, well, welcome. Okay. This skirt is a full circle skirt with a 60-inch diameter. So as you can imagine, this thing is very full. It has a lot of volume to it, a lot more than I honestly really expected. But that's great, because, you know, it's what it is. This is gonna make so much noise. Alright, let's find the Shire, shall we? Oh heavens, what am I doing? Okay. I don't know how to. I wish the weather was warmer, but then we'd just go outside. I don't know how to show you this. Okay, cool. It's super cute from what I can see. Alright, well let's hope you think that. When I do this, can I flip the camera around? Yes! Oh, perfect. Okay. So this is how we're gonna do the thing. I will, like, show you a bit, and we can talk about it. And it'll be a horrible shaky cam, but it'll be better than, like, whatever. Okay. I can do this. Oh, I am so anxious right now. Guys, this is ridiculous. Anyway, this is the Shire. This is actually the most completed part of, well, I guess Mirkwood is pretty completed. But this is the most completed part of it. So we have Bag End, which realistically I think these two should be swapped and Bag End should be on top if we're going, like, for the actual story thing, but hey, it's interpretation. So, like, the river that runs through, which I pulled directly from, like, screenplay pictures, which I'm really excited about. I want to eventually take Tulle and, like, cover it to, like, semi-tone down and, like, add more shape and dimension to that. So, yeah. I have decided that I am going to have a path running through the entire story, which I'm honestly really excited about. But yeah, this is the Green Dragon. It should be much bigger, but hey, I want to make a little placket that says Green Dragon, but I'm gonna have to embroider that, and I hate embroidery, so that'll come, but not, like, immediately. But yeah, this is, like, the first chapter. And I just, well, first couple chapters, because I don't really leave until, like, chapter 3, I think. So, but yeah, so you can like see underneath here. Well, this paint isn't really chipping, but like the paint up in here, terrible. So, cancel. Are you guys still here? I accidentally hit the exit button. Okay, it looks like we're still going. Okay. So that was the first part. We did not exit. Perfect. Can I just... Ooh, yes. Okay, perfect. Doing it this way. Do, 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 do. Okay. This is where it starts getting a little bit more vague. Right here. Okay, let's turn the camera. Okay, so you can see how the path like goes over the river. I want to make some sort of like ferry here. Even though technically like the ferry was before the green dragon and not after, whatever. We're getting all the points there. But the path goes here. I want to figure out how to do the trolls and put them here. Because the trolls that try to eat all of them. And then up here is the troll cave. And I love this like texture of like bushes that I've put around. I definitely want to like continue that throughout. Just like have things that like connect everything, like textures. I'm going for textures here. This big gray spot is a Rivendell. I have obviously a little body of water because I want like rivers flowing into it. I have tried to make Rivendell like 6 different times. Whew. It's just not working for me, so it hasn't happened yet. But yeah, that's Rivendell. So, but you can see like the path goes here. I want to make like what's it called? Switchbacks that go down like one side, and then a path that will like lead up. Oh, I'll probably just do switchbacks because they take the same path. I mean, realistically, I don't think they take the same path in and out, but that'll probably be like what I symbolize, and then just continue this on. So. Cool. I'm sorry if this live is making anyone motion sick. I'm trying my best. Okay. Moving on. This next bit is the goblin caves, and it's probably going to be one of the more technical bits that I do, because I got plans for it. I just gotta follow through. So, bring on the carnival ride. So, okay. Let's move this around. Okay. Switch the camera. Okay, so Rivendell comes off of there, and I'll have the path go straight into here. This is where they're gonna get captured. I want to do something where they're like, you can see silhouettes, like have a yellow background and then like black silhouettes crossing a bridge, and have it basically raised like this to do that. Somewhere down at the hem. Okay, so you guys can see like these lighter spots. That's the paint chipping underneath, which I think is cool. It adds texture and dimension to the mountain. But that's what the entire painted part looked like. It's terrible. Anyway, point. Somewhere down here, I want to put some sort of like black lake with a rock outcropping, where we meet Smeagol for the first time, because if you don't consider that a major plot point, did you even read The Hobbit? And then right here is where they will like escape from. That's the back door. So I really love how I like beaded the interiors of like the cave entrances and stuff. So like I just think that that's a thing. It just adds dimension, texture, tactile feel. So, ooh, these are holding on quite nicely. Not perfect. This thing is insane. Am I gonna have to hold it? I might have to hold it. Okay. Okay, so you can see the cave that they come out of. And then this is where I want to add, like, distress these so they look... Sorry, Joe. Someone's grumpy. But, like, weather these so they look more burnt, and then add, like, beads or something on the bottom to look like embers is what I want to do here. Just because I think that would look really cool. And then obviously the eagles are the eagles that, like, take them away to a safer place. So I didn't really want to add, like, actual characters to the story unless it was, like, a very specific plot point, right? So I feel like the eagles are a specific plot point, but they're also not, like, a humanoid character that you would, like, associate with, like, the story. Like, unless you've read the story, the eagles aren't something that would, like, stick out to you particularly. So, like, that's one thing that I was, like, very conscious about when I was thinking about the design for this. This is so loud! Okay. It's going to be an amazing work of art. The concept is brilliant. Thank you. I really hope so. I am looking at this definitely as, like, a masterwork. Will it be, like, the masterpiece of my lifetime? I don't think so. I think I'll come up with other things that are equally as gorgeous and ambitious. But right now this is the master level work I am putting my time and energy into. Why is there thread everywhere in this? Apparently this was not secured down. Get glitter everywhere. Again! Okay, switching the camera. So this piece right here is Beorn's cabin. You can see the eagles up there. The story describes it as basically a cabin nestled in woods surrounded by wildflowers, and that's definitely the feel that I want to give here. I want to make, just like the green dragon, I want to crochet another cabin to be Beorn's cabin. But I want to put that down before I put down any more of these, like, pine tree things. And I don't know what I want to do about the flowers yet, so that's a thing. Mirkwood really is just a continuation of the forest, but I wanted to capture the feel of Mirkwood. Not really like how I thought Mirkwood would look, not how it was described to look, right? If that makes sense. So I feel like this did it wonderfully. This was like 2 Halloween garlands that I just, like, cut apart. And it definitely gives the feel. I want to get, like, miniature lanterns and, like, put them in the edge here, because the lanterns is definitely, like, what leads them out of Mirkwood. And then I want to put a white, like, a miniature white stag in here somewhere too, because I feel like that was another, like, when I read through everything, that was another, like, key point. The other key point was the velvet butterflies when Bilbo picked his head up above. So I feel like adding some velvet butterflies on the top would just be really pretty. And kind of like a really pretty contrast to, like, this dark, like, whatever this is. So Are a trillion little crocheted flowers out of the question? I do not have the time or patience to crochet many flowers. So if you are volunteering, no, they're not. If it is up to me, yes, they are. So, but yeah, that was what I was thinking for that section. Crochet flowers are actually a really good idea. What I was going to look for was when the floral sections turn over to spring flowers. I was going to look and see like what small flowers I could find. And like I've kind of come to the conclusion that like nothing has to be in proportion. It just has to give like the feel of it. So I might just get a bunch of like fake flowers and like do that. Like do it that way, but keep everything on the smaller side. So that's what I am thinking with that. But yeah, it's kind of exciting to like look through. I don't think I'm falling back in love with this project, but I'm definitely like realizing, hey, this is actually a really cool idea. I should probably work on this again. The original idea was to have it ready for the Foundations Rebuild competition. It'll take a lot of work to get it ready for that. Because I'd have to finish it this month, I think. I'd have to double check. But, okay. Now we are entering what is the most empty space. So I've got to figure out like what to do. So like we have this whole entire like big empty space that I don't know what to do with. This is like the entrance to, what's it called? Elves, where the elves live, but all the elves like live underground and then like go hunting in Mirkwood. And then this is where they're gonna barrel out of. I would love to get some miniature barrels or like barrel beads that I can like put on. And I want to make this look more like a rapid with like a tool and things. Probably the flowers that I put over in Bayorn's cabin I will like bring over here too, because we're going from, I would really like Mirkwood to like just fill like this dark spot in the dress. So I could probably do that with like flowers and like other tree motifs and things. So, all right. We are getting close to the end of this. This was easier to show than I expected. So that's good. Cool. All right, so they will barrel down into here. I kind of want to put like, I don't know if I want to do boats. I don't know what I want to do. But Lake Town is going to go here because I described Lake Town at being at the foot of the Lonely Mountain. I kind of, same thing with Rivendell, I want to put a path with switchbacks up to the door. Up there. Here's Smog. He is dead in the water. And then, like, the city of Dale. Ooh! Come on. Okay. The city of Dale will go. Come on, tripod. Probably right here between the Lonely Mountain and the Shire, because you can see we're back to the Shire. So. All right. Let's go sit back down. So you guys can see I have done a lot of work, but I also have a lot of work left. I have not even started the bodice yet. I started thinking that I wanted to start the bodice, and then like I started thinking about the bodice, and then I got a really mean-spirited comment, and it just like took all my motivation away. So we'll get working on it again, though. I'll probably, when I pick this project up again, I will probably start with the bodice. So, how long did it take you to plan out how much space allotted for each scene? So I decided to split things out by chapters, and I would summarize what happened in the chapter in a section. And when you go through the book, there are 19 chapters, but the story really ends at chapter 12. So by the end of chapter 12, they are rebuilding, I forget what they call Lake Town after they rebuild because it's on the shore. But they started that rebuilding process. Smog is dead, and like that's the rest of the story is just Bilbo like traveling back home. So with that in mind, I figured dividing the skirt into 12 sections would be easy, and it was, and it really gave me a good like blueprint for how much space like each section had, and that's why it looks the way that it does. So like that's why the elves have like such a big space, even though there's like on the outside from like a map view there's not much that they did because everything was like underground. So yeah, that's how I did all of that. How much does it weigh? I'm a horrible judge at weight, but over 10 pounds. I don't know. I should like weigh it when it's done. I'll figure out how to weigh it so that way I can tell you. But like that's also part of like why I need good foundation garments for this. I need help to support that because this is going to hurt to wear long term. Just throwing that out there. Like I already have like a hard time standing for long periods of time, just because like it's been my hips recently. It's developed recently in the past couple of months, and I don't know why. I think it's because I haven't exercised at all in 2020, so all my muscles have atrophied. I'm working on that. My mom and I have a walking pact where if one of us goes for a walk, we are required to text the other one, so that way we can walk like together even though like we're not in the same place. So yeah, we're working on that. She's my accountability buddy. She actually texted me today because like I forgot to tell her I was going live today, and she's like, hey, I'm going for a walk, and I'm like, going live today, walk tomorrow. So gotta hold ourselves accountable. Corset to distribute the weight. Yes. The corset that I have made this year is adequate, but it is not it's not perfect. But I'm definitely going to like utilize every tool in the bucket to try to help myself with this. So it's going to be an adventure figuring out how to wear it. And realistically, like I'm setting expectations here. I will probably wear this for a photo shoot, like pay the good money, get my photographer to like do all the photos, and then it'll go in a bin in the garage labeled Hobbit dress and will only be brought out when bribed. So weighing it must be like weighing on squirmy dog, stand on a scale alone, step off. Yeah, that was definitely my plan to like do that. Yeah, it's just I have a lot of work left on it, and I got so discouraged I stopped working on it for like 3 months. Anyway, I thought I would be a lot further along when I rebuild it to you guys. I thought I would like have it completely done by this point, and if I hadn't gotten so discouraged, it probably would have happened, but it didn't. So, but like pulling it out was fun, showing it off was fun. I think it'll just go in a heap by my closet door. I want to start working on it again though, but like I said, I'll probably start with the bodice. So gotta finish my overalls first though. Maybe I'll make my overalls tomorrow. I don't know what my plan is. Okay, we are at 50 minutes. Wow, this has been it's It's been a time, guys. One section at a time. Yeah, so I have a problem with that. I thought I would do the whole thing in chronological order, and then I couldn't figure out what I wanted to do for the trolls. So I went, okay, I'll just go to the next section, and I couldn't figure out Rivendell. So I went, okay, I'll do the next section, and I'm like, goblin caves? How do I make caves? And then I went to the next section. So Mirkwood only is like as far as it is because Halloween decorations were on sale, and I looked at them and I went, that's Mirkwood. So like that's the reason that one happened. So I'm probably not gonna be able to do it in chronological order, but I definitely want to like start working on it again. Get the thing finished. I should look up like dates for the Foundations Reveal competition and see if it's even feasible. Because I'm not gonna burn myself out trying to get this done for the competition. Because realistically, it's a big ambitious project, and like the what's it called? Exposure, I guess, that I would get from doing the competition, I don't feel like is a lot. Like, yes, it would be some, but I don't think it would be a lot. So I'd rather like put these videos out on YouTube and like put them out into the world, out into the void, and see how they do. So what about posting on IG for each section, comments and brainstorming? Ooh, why didn't I think of that? That's why we have these conversations, guys. Yeah, so I love that idea. I also know myself, and if like people bandwagon on an idea that I really just don't like, I will like be like, sorry guys, like no, that's not gonna be a thing. So I'm worried that like people will bandwagon on an idea and like the expectation will be like, oh, like we're doing this as like a community thing, when really like this is my dress and my project. So that's my fear. I definitely will be sharing when I start working on this again, I'll be sharing it a lot more into my stories. Because I think part of the reason I got so discouraged was because I didn't have all of you like there. Like I couldn't post it one day and be like, so I made a modern art piece in my backyard. Like I feel like a failure. And like have you guys like just be there to support me. Like your support means a lot, guys. So yeah. Just ideas, your project, yeah. I mean, that's how I feel. But I also have this really negative view of the internet where the internet is just a bully. So I say as I like make content for the internet. Anyway. Alright. Do you guys have any other like comments or questions? Like I don't want to like cut you guys off. But we are getting close to an hour, so I want to like start winding this down. Oh, excuse me. I don't know. What did I eat? I haven't eaten since lunch. When I'm done with this, I'm gonna have to go make dinner. Thank you for sharing with us. You're welcome. Like, keeping this a secret was really hard. I'm not gonna lie. I probably won't do another big secret project. Just saying. Alright. So, I feel like recap. Don't throw a fit like a toddler. Your actions have consequences. Everyone deserves to be treated like a human. And the world is still a dumpster fire. So, I feel like that summarized everything that I tried to say earlier. Yeah, okay. That's all I have for you guys. Video on Monday. Oh, I looked it up. I knew what it was gonna be. I don't. Oh, this is why I have my planner. Okay, let's look it up. Because I wrote them all out in my planner, right? January. The winter hedgehog shirt. that video is coming out on Monday. We're gonna start seeing my planner a little bit more, I think. Just this wonderful green cover though. Cool. So that's gonna be the video for Monday. I hope you guys are excited. I will see you live next week.